Yo, you watching the Third Party Podcast, Raw and Uncut. Just me and Rod DeVoe.
Yo, it's Rod DeVoe. You checking out the Third Party Podcast.
Yes, sir. I ain't never been in the guest seat for real.
You in the hot seat, bro.
I'm in the hot seat. Ooh, you want to do like just random questions? I'm going to ask you some real questions. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in the Third Party Podcast. We ain't got a guest, so we about to make it last. I'm with Rod DeVoe, Muhsin Case and Muhsin Boxer, trying to get the next hour. Yeah. Yo, this Muhsin Case and a.k.a. the Muhsin Boxer, a.k.a. Mr. NyQuil, a.k.a. I'm just call myself Sexual Chocolate today. Because for real. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just me and you in here today.
It's just us today, man. So
go ahead and hype yourself up today, my brother.
This is the hype.
Why?
This is the hype.
This is the thing though. Why do you not have energy all the time? Like,
adults do this thing called go to work.
So as you get older, is this just what happens?
You go to work?
No, I'm talking about like you just be old and like you be like, yo, my name is Rod DeVoe, and you know what I'm saying?
Chill, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Chilling, man.
Man, we ain't got no guests today, so
no
it's
guests,
raw,
man.
It's raw and uncut. What's happening?
What does that mean to you?
Raw and uncut is just like, tell me about your day, bro. What you been up to?
I had a good day. I went to work today.
And what did you do at work? What happened?
I went to work today.
How your week been?
My week was good, man.
How your New Year's?
New Year's?
Yeah, how you did you bring the New Year's in?
Cut it out, man.
Did you do halal champagne?
I ain't do nothing.
Bro,
I didn't do anything.
I was in Chicago for the Mass Igna.
That's
that joint was fire.
I know. It looked like you had a good time,
man.
You all over the gram with it.
You know what I'm saying? I was on O Block. I was in Chicago, bro. Yeah. I was in the hood. You know what was crazy though? I was so like surprised that in that weekend I was with scholars, I was with imams, I was with reciters, I was with like the general public, and then I also go to the hood, and it was still like the same love that, you know, because for a long time I thought I couldn't resonate with like certain people. You know what I mean?
Like so, those people?
The hood. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
So sometimes I'll be like, bro, like I can't speak for the hood because I didn't live those type of, you know, experience. I didn't have those type of experiences.
That's a thing. That's an ongoing theme with you, brother.
I know, but it's for real though. I ain't have those type of experiences, so I can't speak for it.
But let me tell you how you can't wait to have therapy, bro. You can't wait.
Cannot.
You can't wait.
Well, I've hold on. First of all, I've gone through therapy.
Okay.
How's therapy for you?
Not enough. Yes. Obviously, you have not been doing enough.
No. This is just me.
All right.
You know this is just me.
I know it's you.
You know what I mean? But what's going on? But besides that, I had a great New Year. You know, I was just relaxing, chilling. I was by myself in Chicago. It was cold as Santa's shoes.
Yo, listen, it's cold in Chicago, bro. It's a great city, but it's
great city.
Cold.
Oh, they got great food too.
No, I love Chicago.
They got great food.
I like if it wasn't for the weather, that would be like a premier destination.
For sure. What's one place you would go? Like if you could go for the winter time, like always travel to the winter time. What's the place you gonna go?
Somewhere in the warm, winter time, man. Somewhere warm. Yeah, Florida, Phoenix, LA, somewhere warm.
Phoenix,
South.
Phoenix ain't warm.
Okay. All right.
Well, you know that right now. It get cold.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So we were the South, somewhere in the South.
Just like you know, you don't want to go to Phoenix.
All right, I get it.
I get it,
man.
So yeah.
So wait. Is New Year, new you?
Nah, I ain't with that crap.
You ain't with that.
That New Year, new me.
You ain't got the little what's the little meme of the chick stepping over the steps or whatever,
and then fall down the same steps. Nah, you know what's crazy? I ain't never been on that New Year, new me crap. Like I'm on the same grind as I was before, like the year before. It's the same thing. The hustle don't change. It's just, it's a new year, but I think the trend of, yo, I'm about to do this, it don't last. Like, how many times people be like, yo, I'm going to work out this, you know, I'm going to actually work out. It's a new year, new me. I'm going to work out. And then by the summertime, they still looking the same. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
You know?
So, third party podcast, man.
Third party podcast. We had some guests on here.
Definitely had some guests, man.
Had some great. Who's your favorite guest so far?
My favorite guest.
Who's your favorite guest?
I mean, I liked everybody, man. It's like bits and pieces of everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's story that I thought was pretty dope, man.
Okay, so since we had everybody, Nadirah, what was your best moment for Nadirah?
Chipotle, the Chipotle, Chipotle. Can't even get it out. Chipotle.
Is it Chipotle or Chipotle?
Chipotle.
I think it's Chipotle.
Yeah. That Jones hilarious.
Chipotle. I was cracking up when she was talking about, it's just, she was like, that's uncooked. that bacon is uncooked.
If I ever became like ruler of the world, my first order of business would be to ban fusion restaurants.
Why?
In New Jersey, we have a spot called Chipotle. It is Mexican and Chinese.
Wait.
Why?
Chipotle. That's so racist.
Why?
That's racist.
Wait. Not Chipotle.
Chipotle. And the thing about it, it be packed in there.
Yo.
And I refuse to eat there because you're not going to convince me
Is
that
it
this
good?
is good. I'll never know.
Chipotle.
I'll never know.
Yo, I'm dying.
We're going to Chipotle.
Yo, cut it out, man.
We're going to Chipotle.
I'm dying.
You're not going to go to Chipotle?
They had like halal turkey bacon.
Uh-huh.
And I saw it. I'm like, yo, that's raw.
Nah,
I'm looking around. My friends is tearing it up. I'm like, that's not cooked. Islamically, I think it has to be cooked in order for us to eat it. But
wait.
like,
When she said it's raw, I'm like, okay, we using 80s words to be hip.
Brandon.
Let me think. Brandon like to talk. so it ain't like my favorite moment, but it's what I remember. Like, I was like, man, this dude like to talk.
You be like, how you feeling today? Brandon be like, man,
Let's go.
He be like, I was reflecting on eating this cracker right here. And
it was good though. I think from what he talked about, just the drug addiction, being sober. I think that resonated with a lot of people, man.
Along with being a sober messenger, I am a person that's transparent. When going to rehab, I had to be a student to sobriety, but I also had to learn about mental health and actually go get help for it.
Right.
So the sobriety, the mental health, now it's practicing. It's like your character has to represent mental health in a positive way in sobriety.
right.
So my last resort before I went to actually go get help, I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to die. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to by dumping pills over and over again, and it didn't work. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala I used to beg him like, yo, listen, please don't wake me up the next day.
We had our homie Asasiya, my midwife for Lulu. What was the best moments for that?
So the memorable moment is how she challenged me on Thanksgiving.
Bruh.
I was thinking about that too. I'm like, wait, hold on. I had to like go get a whole retort and everything. I was like, if I ever see her again, she gonna get it. Right.
She gonna have it.
Listen, she gonna hear this.
Yo, she said pause.
She did say pause.
And then she
tried to act like she did.
She tried to lie and say, I'm like, we're gonna have to replay that back because she said pause.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know what I said. She was like, pause. I was like, did you say pause? She said, no. She played it off real slick.
Yeah, she did.
Shout out to Asasiya.
Yeah. I'm all for spending time with your family. I got like an America thing too. So
like the pilgrims, you don't like all that.
It's like an America thing sometimes.
I agree.
Man.
You celebrate the indigenous people. That's what we're doing.
That's what I'm saying. We celebrating them people. All folk. Shout out to them.
That's what we're doing. We're claiming it.
Thanksgiving. I'm like, I'll go to the family house and stuff.
So you Thanksgiving?
Nah.
Say it.
I'm gonna go to work.
Are you fasting on Thanksgiving?
I'm not
If you're not
fasting.
fasting, you're doing Thanksgiving.
Hold on.
Really?
Hold on. If I give you a plate, are you eating at Thanksgiving?
What? I'm gonna waste the food.
You doing Thanksgiving?
You
then?
can say no.
You doing pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Ooh,
bean pie.
bean pie, for sure. You are a coffee connoisseur, right? You love coffee. The way
Own
it. The way he speaks to me about coffee, I'll be like, bro, like this man dives deep into coffee. So I'm like, yo, that's dope.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Did you say pause?
No, I didn't. Go ahead.
Oh, I
I didn't say that.
Yeah, that was
All
a good
right,
one.
Moses.
Oh man, what was memorable? So it's a couple things. One is that y'all tried to conspire to make me give y'all a hug, which is so weird.
Did you not want to give us a hug? Yo, why?
Yo, that joke
What's
is
up?
weird. Y'all
What's up?
weird. You weird for that.
What's up with you and hugs?
What you mean?
What's up with you and hugs? Why don't you want to give a hug?
I do give hugs.
No, me. Me specifically. Why don't you want to give me a hug?
Why do you want me to give you a hug?
You know, brotherly love.
No. All right.
Do you not like hugs?
What you mean? What person don't like hugs?
Is the word hugs triggering for you?
No, it's not.
would you
I'm not
give-
hugging you.
Why did you? Why don't you want to hug me? Yo,
We need a therapist on here.
yo, we do need a
Yo, any
therapist.
therapist want to come on, holla at me, man.
Please come holler at me so we can talk about why Rod don't like affection.
Welcome to the show, Moses the comic. I know him as Musa.
Come on.
So welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this. This is a beautiful thing. I feel like we need a group hug because first of all, I love that you referred to him as a beautiful black man.
Let me just say
we
this.
need more.
Hold on. As
camaraderie.
far as the beautiful black man, let me just say this. Like, Rod, he gave a beautiful speech yesterday.
Did he?
And I saw him. He was choking up a little bit. He was choking up, and I was like, I think.
Because he plays stuff close to the chest.
But to commemorate all this, I really feel like we should give a group hug.
Cut
You
it
think?
out, man. Why? Why? No.
Do you think?
It's
I mean, I'm all for a group
It's
hug.
no getting up. All right.
Okay.
All right. We got to show.
But
We got to show the
I've been
dude.
given a whole dossier of instructions. I can't
you
touch
get-
the table. I can't breathe
Listen.
air. I got to count backwards. Do
Well,
this
since
from
he
law.
can't do it, would you give me a hug?
Listen, no.
I would love to see you two hug.
I don't understand what's this fascination with hugs around here, dog.
Why
Shout
don't
out
you
to
like
Blackman
hugs?
Hill. We got to tune into our.
Black men here. We
Absolutely.
totally-
Come on.
Absolutely. No, his dad was my OG though.
Man,
his dad was
I wish
my
I would have
OG.
met. I wish I would have met his dad. I've heard so many good things about his dad.
met his dad before I met him. So his dad was real sick.
Yeah.
And the doctor told him, like, you can't go nowhere.
Mm.
And we had like this little rinky-dink rally that we went to, like the community, our community. We was driving from Philly to Detroit
Right.
to go to a rally, right, for Imam Jamil. And his dad wasn't supposed to go.
Right.
I thinking back at it, he probably snuck out the house, dog.
Probably did.
Yo, I had to buy that man a Scully. Like, we in Detroit, it's freezing. I'm like, Shake, you ain't got no hat. He ain't had no hat or nothing, man. But
Y'all was in Detroit too?
It was in Detroit, man.
Bruh, that's
It was-
basically Canada.
It was a good time,
Son.
man. So, but I appreciate Musa when he shares stories about his father.
My father was a pioneer in the community, and recently I had the pleasure of visiting his grave, where I realized that since my father passed, may Allah be pleased with him, I've been on a path to strive to be like him in character.
Wow.
My father used to say character is the greatest currency that you can have, and so I just strive to be, a funny guy with good character.
Hey, man, shout out to your pop, man.
Shout out to
Yeah.
the
So
pop.
I actually was close to your pop before I really even was close to you.
Wow.
So your pop was a real OG, man.
So you
He
just like by default.
By default, yeah. There's a lot of big shoes to walk
Big
in,
shoes.
though,
Musa has a beautiful personality. That's my boy. He was in Chicago with me.
Yeah.
The way brotherhood work is just amazing because he convinced me to go to IGNA. I convinced him to bring the shirts.
Right.
And so he brings the shirts and I see him and he like, man, I ain't got no booth. I said, all right, Musa, this is what we gonna do. I'm a shout out that I'm a sign the t-shirts.
Wait, how'd you get a booth though?
Debo the booth.
Brody.
Like
Can't
straight,
take y'all nowhere.
Can't take black men nowhere. He sold every single one of the shirts.
Dope.
And it was an amazing feeling to see, like, man, look what teamwork do. Now imagine if we really planned it and came out there, man, we make a killing. Cause Moses, he think on his toes just like me. So it's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it was beautiful. What's his name? Before I let go.
Frankie Beverly.
Frankie Beverly.
Yeah.
What don't y'all know
We here.
about me? I'm a huge Frankie Beverly fan. I don't know if anyone knows that. If that's
Would you like me to start it?
Please.
Dun, dun, dun.
Please.
Dun, dun, dun. Whoa, whoa. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Shout out to Frankie Beverly. I'm an old soul, grew up on him,
Yes,
seen him
sir.
in concert 15, 20 times.
Now, why didn't you sing in there?
Cut it out, man.
Can you sing?
Cut it out, man. You can't sing. That's all that matters.
Can you sing?
You can't. That's all that matters.
Can you hit a note?
I got proof
note.
of singing.
No, you don't.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
What you sounding like?
Yeah, man. I was in like district choir when I was in 3rd grade, bro.
What?
Yeah, man.
You was singing Jesus?
No, school choir. School choir.
So you sing Wade in Water?
Yes, sir.
You was singing Wade in the
Listen,
Water?
listen.
You was singing hymns?
No, what we had to sing? We had to sing Louis Armstrong, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
You got the voice for that?
Cut it out, man.
Rivers. Rivers. Where'd you get those eyes of yours? You got that?
Cut it out, man.
You can sound like
You don't
Louis?
have to sound like Satchmo, bro.
Yo, can you sound like Louis?
No, man. I'm not doing this.
Who your favorite artist?
What
right
you
now?
mean?
Like who your favorite like top R&B artist? Who your favorite artist?
R&B? It's like old school stuff, man.
Like
I like it's just one.
it just depends.
Yeah, I like old school. Donny Hathaway, Wilson Pickett, just all kind of people, man. It's very, very. It's all over the place.
It's a very like vast genre.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, me too. I think my playlist is just. My mom was a singer, so she it was always oldies. I think I can go to oldies more than I can go to rap a lot of the times because I like singing.
Yeah,
because you can feel singing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Hear me out.
Okay.
It's like Quran.
No judgment.
It's like reading the Quran.
Bro, you about to.
I'm just saying, like you know, like the African reciters.
I'm not endorsing
music in Quran.
Nothing you saying right now.
You don't have to endorse it. I'm just saying, like that's especially for Black people. We resonate with
them African bulls is tough, man. I love it.
I wish I could recite like that.
The melody that they recite with, the tone.
I wish
that joint is deep because it's very soulful.
Right.
It's like a soulful sound.
That joint hit you different.
That joint, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, not taking away from like Sudais and Miss Shawty and all them dudes, but I take what's the boy that passed? I think he passed away. Sheikh Noreen.
Noreen Sadiq.
Omar Jabi. You see what I'm saying? Like them boys just
You crying when you hear something like that?
Why I gotta cry?
I wish I could cry. Are you crying when you talk?
Listen, we got a couple more episodes that we gotta.
I can't wait to cry.
Inshallah.
I can't.
If that's what you want. If that's what you want.
I want that because it's like emotional blockage. You know what I mean?
So we left off on episode 4.
Yeah.
That was Muhsin. So episode 5 we had Ije.
Whew, that was a tough one. You know why? A lot of the times we are interviewing people who are already in the spotlight. You know, it's different on camera. So it's like, it was definitely something that I needed to learn. Like, how can I get someone who is not used to being on camera be comfortable in answering questions that she don't volunteer them questions on a regular basis anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody,
she talk about topics and stuff like that.
Right.
But like the singularly focused on her.
Exactly. To be on her is different. And so I learned a lot from it because I was like, you know, how can I be empathetic while I'm asking these questions?
You know, that's why we doing this, man. Like we grow, get better.
Yeah.
Really put people in a place where they want to share, where they feel safe, like create that safe space. So her episode was, even despite all that, I felt like we got there at times. Like we got places, you know, where she was like safe. Born Muslim or not born Muslim, you still have to choose.
Yeah,
you still got to choose.
That's one of the things.
Choices.
That's one of the things that you told me, and that I think about as well. Because you know, when I want to get married, of course, I want to marry a Muslim man because I want my kids to be Muslim. But I remember you telling me that you're like, look, I talk to my kids, and I'm like, at the end of the day, you make a decision, no matter what. I also made a decision. Well, I challenged myself this past Ramadan. I covered every day. And it was to me, like looking back, it was like, oh, this was a nice, a beautiful transition, because when I first put the hijab on, it wasn't tight. Like the first day, even going to work, I'm just like, feels crazy. It feels crazy. And yeah, it wasn't like physically tight. It was, I had it on, my hair, everything was covered, but it wasn't physically tight. And some of my kids were like, Missy Homa, can I fix it for you? I'm like, no, I like it like this. I'm cool. I like it like this.
That's you.
Even though you don't like it, you're like, nah, I got this. I got
so
this.
you.
Nah, I got
Nah,
it.
I'm
Get
cool.
off.
It was just everything. It was just very, very foreign to me. Very foreign to me. But as the days go on, fasting, praying, and I really didn't know how to pray. I'm still like not 100% on that either, still to this day, but it's a good question. But yes, at first, I wasn't comfortable, but I got very, very comfortable covering everything. Like I felt, I still felt pretty. Like I still felt like a baddie.
She got comfortable.
And wanted to share.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And I think that we got a lot of feedback from her episode.
We did.
We got a lot of feedback.
I think she resonated with so many women, especially black women. Like, she resonated with a lot of them. So shout out DJ. We appreciate it for coming on.
It was on both sides. It was like tough, but at the same time,
it was fire.
It was fire.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Nate, man.
Oh my God.
Nate the Great.
Yo, y'all wonder how we getting these videos out? That's Nate the Great right
Nate
there.
The Great, man. Ooh. Shout out to our editor, producer,
and bully. At the same. he be bullying Ryan. He's
the nicest bully I've ever met.
Yo, he's the nicest person. The crazy thing is, we on the phone. He's like, yeah, Nate about to get on you. Nate about to give you some action. I said, okay. He like, yeah, Muhsin. Good job, thank you.
Yo,
Ryan, like, what the heck is going on?
Yo, Nate language he's so crafty with it though. Like he'd be like, I appreciate you giving me the space.
Yo, he said, how did you do this? Or what do you think? He said, I appreciate that.
Right.
I was like, what did you say? I appreciate that.
Nate's the guy.
Man, shout out to Nate. And then we had the last guy. Our guy Yard Out, Rasul.
Yeah, Yard Out was good, man. Yard Out was good. He flipped the script on us too. He was like, I want to ask you something.
I want to ask y'all some questions.
So,
man.
But it was good though, man. Like just getting that insight from him. He got a little vulnerable too, man.
No, he did.
He was like, man, he talked about the 2 times in the past. I don't know how long that he cried.
Yeah,
I thought it was good, man. Like, what's that like? Like being able to be in a controlled environment and, like the Philly slang is Dean and like just being out, you know what I mean? Like, how did you like how was that contrast?
Let me see. Well, you get, for sure you're going to get more time to worship in prison. You're going to get more time to build more brotherhood in prison. You're going to get more time to do fitness in prison. You really test it when you come out here because, you're in a different environment, different surroundings. In prison, you get more focused. Everybody's more focused. You don't have what you have out here, So you got to work out here. You got to take care of family. Right. You got to find time to pray. You got to stop. So everybody don't have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Everybody don't have the opportunity to just leave. Like some people don't have the opportunity to find a job where they could take off Friday for Juma.
Right.
Until they, really get that opportunity where they can start doing it. And coming out of prison, you behind the ball. So you gotta work so hard to get over the hump because for one, everybody already counting you out. They already counting you out, and then for two, people don't believe you're gonna do what you become once you do become successful. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they count you out. Don't nobody want to give you a job. After somebody give you something, they looking for something quick in return, and that's another thing because everybody wants something quick in return, and then it's kind of hard because trying to obey a law coming out of prison and you trying to obey a law, you trying to do right, but then you just get married. But you trying to do right, but you don't know, you and the girl, y'all not on the same page. You don't know, she don't know your struggles, she don't know your traumas you've been going through all these past years. Right. So you want to do what's right, but you end up getting divorced because there's no chemistry. Right. You know what I'm saying? You behind the ball. Now she looking, you might get one paycheck, she want the whole paycheck. Well, and you like, yo, I ain't. It's my feet not wet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of dudes come out of prison and go back to prison.
How you feel about emotion coming out of, what you've been through? How do you show that emotion? Are you emotionally like?
So no, it's crazy. A lot of women say, "Well, I don't have emotions," right?
Right.
So, but I show my emotions in different ways that they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to, to give more of the emotional side because it be going. But then sometimes, like, it's crazy. Like, I never told nobody this, right? But my nephew, my brother's son, my oldest brother, he passed away too in a car accident in 2010 before I got out. And when his son went on graduation, I just got out of prison. Nobody see me, but I couldn't stop crying. Like,
Wow.
I'm just, right? I'm just like crying. I'm just breaking down in tears. Like, and he going on prom, but I just got out. I don't know why I couldn't stop crying. And like my emotion, it hit me something. Like certain times it just hit me. Like the other day it hit me. No, but I cried again the other day, and I don't know. Like,
That's what's up.
Wow, that's twice.
That's twice, yo. Listen. But it's this guy. He come to my class. His name Feast. He a younger dude. He's 21. And, he never been in a bar. He nothing a good kid, right? He do all the work. Like he tough. All the workouts, everything.
Right.
And he went on Instagram, and his mom, right? I know his mom. She brought him to me to get him in shape. And his mom, he never talks. He never really talked to nobody. We call him the solid dude. He come put all the work in, don't say nothing. But he went on Instagram and made a post, and he telling people like, yo, get in the gym, do what you could do, go at your own pace, the things I'll be saying. But he said, this Jones would hit me was, he said, when I be in the class, he be asking himself, what do I see in him? He be like, what do Ron see in me that, he always called me to work out.
Wow.
He said, maybe he see I'm tough. Maybe, and he starts naming all the things, I don't quit, I want it. And he's saying all this on Instagram when he don't talk. And I felt that
Powerful.
shit. I felt
That
it.
joint
Like,
hit you.
it hit me.
Powerful. Yeah.
It's real to see like men like that, overcome everything they've done, but also still learn how to be vulnerable in those ways. Because a lot of those times, unlike you, people, men, they just, they dive into their feelings and everything. You're a robot.
Cut it out, man. Cut it out, man.
You choked up one time, and I said,
my gosh.
I wanted you to just let it go.
Let what go?
Let the crying, let the waterworks.
Yo, bro, you
was like, because I live vicariously through people who cry, and I wanted
you do. You're like, man, nobody's crying around here.
I'm like, yo, why isn't anybody crying? Cry, bro.
So we got 2 episodes left, right?
Yeah.
We got 7 and 8. I'm not going to say who we got lined up for 7 and 8 because
Right.
we haven't already.
It's a secret.
It's not a secret.
Top secret. Yes, it is.
I'm about consistency.
Absolutely.
So when we get to the point, we'll let it out.
Absolutely.
Man. So the plan is that we'll finish up with the season.
Yeah.
Kind of go back, reevaluate what we did
Right.
good, but what we need to do better mainly.
And for the people, our listeners, shout out to our listeners, shout out to our subscribers, shout out to the people who give us feedback all the time. I definitely need y'all to let us know what was your favorite interview? What do you want to hear us talk about? And just type in the comments, give us some feedback that we need to hear. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, so the intent is to create just a dope platform, get stories out, to be able to talk about what impacts us. Right. From a African American Muslim perspective.
Right. You saw me in London.
Okay.
You were in London with me for the first time. What was that about? What you feel in them moments?
In London?
What was your experience watching that whole thing?
I mean, London was cool, man. It was my first time being up front and close to, like a professional boxing match.
Yeah.
I think the thing that stood out to me was your preparation, how relaxed. It doesn't really benefit you to be on edge the whole time. You know what I mean? And you almost gotta intentionally be relaxed.
Yeah.
So that you could get, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to shoot your shot too early when it comes to the intensity, the seriousness, all of the time leading up to the fight. I mean, if you just had to be on guard all that time, you'd be exhausted before the fight even starts. So I did get to see that level of professionalism on your side, which, I definitely was impressed with. But the other stuff, you know, like, you know me, dog. Like, I was like,
Yeah, I had to force you to get in it.
I was like,
Bro, I was so pissed. I was like, bro, if you don't get in this ring after you take this picture, like, just take the picture. You here, bro. Nah, that joke was fun, though. You are Father, Garbage Man, Eddie Murphy stunt double.
I don't even know where you're going with this, dog. I was
really going to say, how do you manage all that? How do you manage being a father, being a business owner, being because you do it well. You know what I mean? Like you manage, I see that you manage it very well. Because a lot of the times, especially as far as us black men, we get on the concept of, yo, I got to work, so nothing else is going to be, you know, everything else got to come secondhand. But you, on the other hand, you work, but you also are a very family-oriented man. You make sure you take the time out of your day to like really grasp everything about your family. How you do that?
I mean, I think it's just like a priorities thing. And I think a big part of it is making sure that, like, you have to intentionally be present.
Right.
And you got to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you don't acknowledge your presence, it could be like you want the acknowledgement of your presence to be greater than the acknowledgement of your absence.
What you mean by acknowledgement?
So you want to really take out time to be present when you're there.
Right.
Because you want that to outshine your absence.
How does that look?
So that looks like when you doing something with your kids, or you being involved in it.
Right.
Or when you reading them a story, like you don't have your phone,
right.
You don't have this, like you
really in the moment.
You in the character. You seen I read to your daughter, right?
Yeah.
I'm in character.
I got videos of you reading to me.
I'm in character,
I'm
right?
Like, yeah.
So I'm present.
Right.
So that's the memory. That's what they gonna know.
Right.
And you want that to outweigh your absence. Right. Because you can't be there all the time because of work and all this other stuff. So I just make sure that when I'm there and I'm around, like it's impactful. It's like they feel that. They appreciate that. So, you know, I'm at my kids' games. Right. Like they know I'm there. You know what I mean? Like I'm volunteering, I'm helping, I'm impact, you know what I mean? Because when I'm not there, you know, I want that to outshine. I think it's just all about really being intentional. Like, right. Instead of hoping, oh man, I hope my kids remember. No, I'm gonna make sure you remember I was there.
Make sure you going, right, I was here.
So I think in that part of it, just really like honing in on that. Like when you there, when you playing a game with your kid, or you reading them a story, or you taking them out to eat, or like make sure you like all the way there. Make sure you make it memorable. Yeah. Because you want that to be the memory, and you don't want my dad wasn't here, or I was at a game, he wasn't there, or he was, you know, we was eating but he was on his phone all the time. Right. Or he, you know, we was playing a game or reading a story, and he just melded in on some like blah blah blah. Right. So I think being very intentional about those things is about the way you being very intentional about the way you show up is how to like just create that balance and make sure that make sure that it's memorable. And as far as the other stuff, you know, all the ideas, like, you know, just get yourself to a point where you can like act, you know, slowly check off, all right, I tried this. You know, and make space for it, because like you need that for you. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody has a piece that they need. You know, your job, they're going to get theirs. You know, your spouse, your kids, but you also need that too. Right. And you know, like you'll see, man, like it's not a lot of stand-up people, right? You're gonna deal with more than just like your immediate family. Right. You're gonna have cousins, you're gonna have aunts, you're gonna have sisters, you're gonna have nephews, you're gonna have nieces.
All looking at you.
You're gonna have friends, close friends, right? I
mean, listen, I observe, like literally, like your daughter was sitting in there doing a puzzle. I said, let me go. I ain't want to, but I was just like, yo, let me show her. I sit down there, and it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm literally like, you know, I look at your daughters, they my nieces, so I'm like, man, my daughter gonna be like this one day. She 15, 16, 17. And now I'm like, yo, let me go ahead and be like you said, intentional and be very aware. Have my phone down and let me just play with some puzzles because she gonna remember that stuff.
Look, you clown me about the TV thing. You clown me about it, but
I did.
But
that's real though.
We wasn't no TV in downstairs in nobody's room.
Right.
And it was puzzles, it was board games, it was card games, it was.
So when you came downstairs, it was family time.
Family time. My daughter, what, 15?
Yo, your daughter, she was playing, she was doing a puzzle.
She's doing a puzzle.
She was not on no game. She wasn't on no social media, nothing. She was doing a puzzle.
So
it's dope to see because.
And I didn't make her, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right, you ain't say nothing.
She actually has a TV in her room now.
Right.
So, you know, and y'all done bully me into putting the TV downstairs.
Because it's nice. Because it's nice. Your kids made it, though.
So
that's the thing. Like, your kids, you can tell your kids, this is the thing.
You can't sit back, man.
Exactly. But you're not sitting back. I'm just saying that as far as the whole interaction stuff, your kids know how to do that. I've seen y'all in family time. Your kids are conscious and they are in the game. They not on their phones trying to see what's up. They on family time. So that's one thing I admire about you. Like I appreciate that because it's something that I got to do later. Like your kid's grown. My kid, or about to be grown. My kid is just getting started. I need to see this stuff. I need to see what to do in those moments. Because for me, my father was a hardworking man. He got 15 kids. He got to stand on business.
Stand on his business.
He got to stand on business. Yeah, that man was working. That man was working hard. Like, I remember he used to come home, dirty clothes and everything, take a shower, go to sleep, get off a fetch and do the same thing over and over and over and over again. So he did teach me how to work hard, but it's like, you know, over the time you understand. But my father also did have family time. My father would lay on the floor and you know, be off his phone. He'd play with us and everything. So he taught us that too. So you definitely got to be intentional about being like present around your children because they're gonna need that later.
So this is what I got for you, man.
Right.
And this is based on a conversation that we had just recently.
All right. We had a lot of conversations. So
we do. Muhsin the Hafiz.
My gosh. Yeah, let's dive into that, bro.
So I asked you a question.
Yeah.
I said, what's more impressive, being a boxer or being a Hafiz?
And what did I say?
What did you say?
I don't know. What did I say?
We just had this convo, man.
I know, but we've had a lot of convos. What did I say?
You said being a Hafiz.
I agree. Being a Hafiz.
But I feel like with you, it's a lot of hesitation around you celebrating that accomplishment in contrast to how you celebrate being a boxer. Let's talk about that.
Well, can you elaborate a little more?
Can you? I want you to elaborate. Contrast those two things.
So when I became a boxer and I was going to quit 2 years in. I was getting my butt whooped. My jaw was hurting. My body was hurting. It was mentally draining and mentally exhausting. And
all right, stop.
Stop. Hear me out.
Stop. No.
You gotta hear. You gotta let me finish.
No, I don't want to hear about you being a boxer.
Let me finish. You gotta let me finish.
I'm pulling a Nate on you.
Nate, yeah, you really pulling it. Let me. I started it. Let me finish.
All right, go ahead.
Hear me out.
I'm gonna hear you out.
It was mentally draining.
Uh-huh.
The reason why I didn't quit is because I said I quit on the Quran. I'm not going to quit on this, which helped me get the Quran because I said, if I ain't quit on this, man, right, I got to get back my Quran. I neglected that joint for so long.
So tell me about the process of becoming a Hafiz.
First, you're reading the Quran. You probably got to read the Quran like 3 times before you start. You start at whatever surah you are. You know, as a kid, I don't remember actually like memorizing learning how to read or anything, but I just knew surahs. They start you off where you're starting from, and you go from there to just 23, and then from 1 to 24. 1 to 22. the draining part of it is when you're a kid, there is no stopping. Like, it's no break.
It's making you uncomfortable.
It's no break.
It's making you uncomfortable.
It is a lot of emotion with it. It's no break. I'm okay with talking about it though, but it's no break. Like it's drooling sometimes. Like you wake up for Fajr, wake up a little bit before Fajr.
Is grueling.
Grueling. Whatever. It's grueling.
Right.
Anyway, you wake up before Fajr, you go to sleep after Isha, and you just reciting damn near all day. And
how many years did it take?
3.5.
It took 3.5 years from what age to what age?
12 to 15.
So from 12 to 15, you had what was the regimen like every day?
Every day, I did the juz that I memorized, at least 3 juz that I memorized, and then I would do a page or 4, anywhere from a page to 4 pages, depending on what it was. I would memorize a page or 4.
So like you wake up.
I wake up before like tahajjud time. Start reading, start reviewing. And then when I get to hifz school, I start memorizing.
Okay.
And then
what time you get into hifz school?
7:45.
All right. So you wake up at tahajjud.
Wake up at tahajjud. Go to hifz school at 7:45. Gotta eat breakfast and everything. Go to. I'm reading in the car as well.
Okay.
I have to review in the car because I got to get tested for the new stuff that I got to memorize. Then when I get to school, I get tested. After I get tested, I got to review everything that I've memorized for the whole day.
All right. So you get to school at 7. What time is what is it?
Hifz.
Hifz. What time is hifz school over?
3:30.
3:30. So from 7 to 3:30, you still reciting.
I'm reciting.
All right. So you get out of school and then you go hoop.
Nah.
You get out of school. You go
do academics.
Like school because you were homeschooled.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta go do school.
So you go do school
for like 2.5 hours.
Okay, from 5 to 7.
Yeah, sheet books, depending on what it was. If it was math for that day, you doing math. If it was English for that day, you doing English. Whatever it was.
So all right, so after school, you get some time, and then what?
You get a little break. Then after Maghrib, you got to read again until Isha.
So you reading for like an hour and a half,
depending on
the time of year.
Depending on time of year, but yeah, you reading it.
And you do this for 3 years.
Did for 3 years straight.
You from Baltimore? How many African American Hafizes are from Baltimore?
Me.
You.
At that time, it was.
At that time, it was just you.
Just me. So everybody else was black and something else.
How many kids are in this hip school?
20.
20 kids. All the same age or different ages?
Same age. Some like 3-year differences. Some of them. Okay. Yeah. So they come from all walks of life.
All right. So you doing this from 12 to 15. What is it like when you're done? Like when you get whatever, I don't know the Arabic word for it. When you get your ijazah.
I didn't get my ijazah though.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. I was supposed to go back into school to get my ijazah. And it was like Tadawir time, and I was about to leave Tadawir. Like I was like, yo, I'm finished. Like I'm about to celebrate by finally being able to step up to read the Quran. And they was like, nah, you're not reading today. They was like, this Pakistani kid gonna read because he got a beautiful voice. I was like,
did they say that to you?
Nah, they just said, the only thing they said was, they was just like, yeah. They was like, we're gonna let this kid lead today. Okay. And I was like, in my head, I'm like, nigga, I just did 3.5 years of this to wanting to be the muezzin for this community specifically. I don't care about nobody else, no other community but this one. And y'all got this Pakistani kid, like it's 1 million of them. I'm the only black Hafiz in Baltimore. I'm the only black person in Baltimore that got, and you gonna let this Negro come up here and do this? I was pissed. I took that out on my Quran. I was just like,
did you tell your parents about it? Did you tell your dad?
They didn't care. They wasn't worried about that. They were so happy about it. at the time, they was just like, all right, you just gonna go to another masjid, So I went to another masjid, finished the hifz, finished that. But I was still angry. Like, that wasn't my masjid.
Are you angry now about it?
Nah. Like so I think I tell young kids, especially kids who do hifz program, I always tell them, like, don't do what I did. Cause, all right, cool. Yeah, I was mad about it. Yeah, it was a time, but now I'm the only one regretting it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm the only one that got to feel this pain of yo, you memorized the whole Quran, but how much do you actually really know? How much do you remember? And then on top of that, the punishment of like neglecting the Quran, boy, you just like, as you get older, you like, dang, man, you just feel so bad about it. So, I mean, now I try to tell kids, like, man, listen, the Quran gonna be the most important thing in your life. It's gonna be the one thing that you go back to consistently. You could read an ayah, and every single time you read an ayah, you could read the same ayah for 5 years. And probably the 5th year, you're gonna look at it and be like, yo, like, that joint gonna hit you different. And so now it's like,
so how much do you think you got right now?
I probably got about 10 juz.
About 10 juz.
About 10 juz. Like, back, good, 10 juz.
Right.
Everything else is like, I can recite. Like, you've heard me. I recite with the people. Like, if I hear it, I can, it's crazy. I recite with them and won't even know the surah.
But
I just know, I know what ayah is on. Crazy thing, I can tell you what the page is on. I just don't know the surah, like, what surah is that at the time? I got to hear it for so long. And I'm like, that's, or I got to hear the ending of it.
So you can read and you can write, but you don't understand Arabic.
Mm-mm.
Do you think that, I know from a blessing standpoint, it doesn't take away.
Right.
But from a personal standpoint, do you feel like that takes away, like, not being able to understand, like,
absolutely,
the words?
Absolutely. I mean, that's where you got, that whole early 20 thing come from, because you don't really, you got it, but you don't really know what it is. It's like rich kids having a bunch of money. They don't really understand where the money come from and how they get the money. They just spending it because that's what they used to. So for me, it was just like, I memorized it, but I'm not really reflecting on what I actually have in my head. So I'm just doing whatever. But when you, like, I think I've never read the Quran in English, like the whole Quran in English, ever.
Right. It's funny. I mean, I've had people say that it don't count if you read it in English.
Yeah, but people have this.
So a lot of African Americans that can't speak, write Arabic.
Right.
During Ramadan, you reading Quran.
Right.
And they was like, "No, it don't count."
How?
It's not the Quran because it's not in Arabic.
How?
I'm just saying.
They get more blessing than I do.
I'm just saying it's probably an opinion that
it's crazy when you hear stuff like that, because it's like, yo, how you get the concept of their baby, but you don't treat them like a baby as far as Islam. Like, you're Islam, you get all your blessings are gone. All your deeds are started all over. And they always say, I'm jealous that you're a baby, but you don't get treated like a baby. When it comes to Islam, you get treated like a grown person who's supposed to. I try to always tell people, like, especially for the non-Muslims or for Muslims who just became Muslim, treat your Islam like a baby. You're never going to, I'm a grown 30 years old. I've been doing Quran. It's like Lulu getting to 30 and then some other kid, at that point, and we comparing Lulu to the 3-year-old. You're like, It's not possible. So when it comes to really reciting Quran, you do your best. It's all about intentions. So your intentions is, okay, I can't read it right now, but I'm gonna eventually get there. Shoot. Like, man, and they get more blessings than we do.
Do you, and I'm asking you this because I know the answer. Talk about the weight.
Oh, man, the weight of...
And I'm talking about the weight of knowing Allah's book and the way people see you because of that.
The weight of that is... Man, I'd rather fight Mike Tyson on 2 days' notice. Like on some real, I'd rather fight Mike Tyson 2 days' notice. Prime Tyson on 2 days than feel like this pressure, because you can't do nothing wrong. Like I'm never allowed to do nothing wrong since I was a kid.
You feel like people expect you to be perfect?
Perfect. You always hear like, you a Hafiz. You can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. You know better. It's like I'm human, Negro. I'm human. Like, what are you talking? Nah, you a Hafiz. So you basically, you amongst them. Like, bro, I'm nowhere near perfect for a long time. That's why you just like, I'm just gonna get away. I'm just gonna stay out of the loop, because you don't want that pressure no more. That pressure is heavy. It's heavy.
Do you think that pressure has driven you away in the past?
Absolutely. It was like, if I can't be human, it's hard to be Muslim. You know what I mean? It's hard to be Muslim because I'm not even allowed to make a mistake. Not you talking about the mistakes that Muslims already make, and then you put it on the tag like, nah, you can't do nothing wrong. You can't even get mad because you a Hafiz. They like, yo,
you know better.
I've heard that. Like, hey, you know the whole Quran, you can't get mad. I'll be like, this man just slapped me in my face. He just slapped me in my face, but he's supposed to get mad? Like, man, before I remember, I for a long time, I ain't never talk about it. Like, we ain't never been able to have this conversation ever. But
why not?
It was too emotional. It was way too emotional. And for a long time, I couldn't even like pinpoint what it was. I wouldn't have been able to pinpoint that it was the pressure. Because before I was just like, you being young and you being cocky and all that. I was like, I'm a cocky dude. So
yes,
having the, being cocky and being prideful, you just like, man, in the back of your head, you don't say it all. You ain't never going to hear me say it, but it's like, man, I'm a professional boxer. I'm a Hafiz. I'm a this. And it's just like, dang, but I ain't perfect at all. And I got a lot of sins to make up for. And I got to stand in front of my Lord, who, like, my Lord gave me this book to hold. And then when I go back to him, I got to come back with the page ripped. Half of the page is ripped out. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, imagine you give your child like a sacred book that like, hey, son, this has been in our family for the last 700 decades. Like, you got to hold on to this book. And then you give it to him and you come back to him. Let's say I live until 50 and you come back to him like, all right, son, let me get that book. And pages ripped out of it. It got coffee stains on it and all that other stuff. You look at him like, I think that's how I feel about the Quran. It's just like, man, my pages got, coffee stains on it. It's ripped out. It's tarnished, and I'm trying my best to like, when you get in trouble and you hear the keys dangling and you trying to like put everything back together to make it look perfect. That's how I feel about like Day of Judgment. That's how I feel.
So it seems like you've like, I don't want to say like made peace, but it seems like you had a shift in perspective about like, Islam, where you at, your relationship with the Quran. Like, talk about that.
It was boxing. That's what really helped me. And when I first started boxing, I was getting beat up so much because I was so in my head about getting beat up. So I was just like, yo, I'm about to not look perfect. I know I can punch, but I can't. This dude about to beat me up. I'm this and that, and I would care about everybody's opinion about me. Like, yo, I'm about to look bad in here. I'm about to, man. Like, it was pressure. Some days I couldn't sleep because I had the pressure of sparring somebody. So I stopped caring about that, and it helped me stop caring about people's opinion about what I am, what I do, how I speak, and
I mean, you come from a prominent Muslim family,
yeah,
and you're a Hafiz, so it's like these great expectations,
yeah. And so, like, even when I go back home, the first thing that people ask me, "How you crying?" They don't ask me how I'm doing. They ask me what's going on. Nothing. They just, how you doing? What your crying look like? Oh, you still reading? You still got them just? And you just be like, yeah, I got them.
Yeah.
Like, nah, how are you feeling? Listen, how are you sick? Have you been sick? How are you? Are you hurt? Like, nothing. Just, how's your crying? And so I had to stop caring about that in order to be this person now. Like, all right, cool. Like, my relationship with my Lord, the book that I'm going to bring my Lord, I pray that I got it intact.
Right.
So I'm going to just focus on that. Other than that, I care less. And I don't mind, at this point, I don't mind fixing my book in public. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna come with this rinky-dink, version of the Quran in my head. And I don't mind showing it to the world and be like, man, that's what I got. They gonna be like, dang, look at this page. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, what the heck was you doing with this?
You was eating chicken?
Bro, like, exactly. Like, bro, what you wipe your hands with this
right,
joint?
right.
Like, and I'm okay now to be like, I've healed enough to be like, yeah, at this point in my life, I was partying at this point in my life. I was doing this, I was doing that. So now, but I'm okay with just being able to be like, I found half the page.
Yeah.
Let me just put it back and reflect on it and really keep it and grasp it. So that's it. It's such a touchy subject, bro. It's like,
I see it, man.
Cause that joint hurts so bad. Cause it's like, man, you get so scared of. I mean, especially as you get older, you get so scared of like you don't know how many breaths you got left.
Listen,
bro.
I'm older than you, so I already
You don't know how many breaths you got left. So now it's like, yo, you on borrowed time. You never know when the law just gonna be like, all right, medical mode, time to take that soul. And it's like, man, I just hope that I got something to bring a law instead of this. I got like the cover right now with like half the page, a little bit more than half the pages in it. And I'm just like, yeah, Allah, like, please let me get something back before you take me, man. That's the struggle that I got.
Yeah.
I care less about, like, boxing is going to come and go. Money come and go. Everything else going to come. I can't take none of this fame. Instagram could die tomorrow. Cool. I can't take none of that with me on the day of judgment. I can't take none of that with me with the grave. I can take that Quran with me. So it's like,
yeah. I mean, it's it's definitely a weight that you kind of bear. That the other thing is that not many people can share in it. You know what I mean? They can't relate to it. Mm-hmm. So not many people can relate to your situation.
Right.
You know what I
so
mean?
I don't have a lot of times. That's why it's not really said a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I think, shout out to Imam Anwar. He was the first black Hafiz in America. So like I sit down with him and like really like get at ease with talking to him, because it's like, as a black man, as one of the first, whatever you did, like, how I'm feeling. So it's like, all right, I can resonate with you. Everybody else is just like, yeah, but you Hafiz. After everything I said, it's just like, but you still Hafiz. Like, it's like getting a gold medal at the Olympics, but you poor.
Right.
And everybody
you just want gold.
You living in a rinky-dink house, but the only thing that they see is like, yo, bro, in '97 you won the Olympics though. Like, but I can't even walk no more.
Yeah.
Cause I done whatever with my life, neglected my life. But you really be like, man, F that, like, that's why I be trying to tell you, like, man, I don't even like telling people that I'm Hafiz.
I know.
I don't like telling people that. I'll just be like, yeah.
Hey, man, you wanted therapy.
But I think that's a good thing. Like, I think that's what resonates with, that's where me and you come in a lot, because even my older brothers, I got my older brothers to resonate with me with like boxing in my career. And I always got, even if it's not my blood, I always got like an older brother to resonate with at the time where they see my brothers in Vegas. They can't see my life right now. I can talk to them all. I chat with them, but they not seeing everything that I'm going through. You seeing everything I'm going through, and it's like it's very helping because you've been through a lot more life than me. You know what I'm saying? You got over a decade. You're a decade older. You old. You old. So like it's like really helping to be like. You another black man that I strive to be like.
No, man. So, I mean, I think we was about to pray one day, man. I just was like you all right, man? Like your joint's heavy. I don't know. I could see it.
Man, my eyes was watering, and I was like,
I was like, yo, I could see it. I could see it.
And it's crazy because I was trying to let it out. I really was trying to cry.
Why? Something's wrong with you, man. Because
I haven't cried in like 10 years, bro.
Something's wrong with you, man.
I was trying to cry. I wanted to cry.
You don't have to cry to feel.
Nah, you right. Absolutely not. You don't have to cry. And boxing don't help because I'm always doing poker face. You know what I'm saying? Like you
stare offs.
Not
stand downs.
First of all, stare offs, feelings, everything. Like, yo, it's like, you in somebody's face. You really want to just punch this dude in the face, but you gotta hold all that back and just be like, yeah, I'm cool. Even in the ring, like, bro, I'm scared as hell sometimes to get in the ring. Like, yeah, and the fear hit me when I'm asleep. The fear hit me when I'm just in the bed, just sitting there thinking about it. Like, man, this could be the time that Allah say, yo, you about to get taxed today. Right. And so I can't do nothing about getting taxed because I've prepared this. I've prepared for it. So it's like, all right, cool, but I can't explain this to anybody. I can explain it to some boxers. They know how I'm feeling, but like Rel, my coach, he know how I'm feeling. That's why he do that stuff on purpose. We make jokes. He know what type time I'm on. He know I'm in killer mode. But if I, like you said, if I focus on it too early, I'm gonna waste my energy. Yeah. So I might as well make it lighthearted the entire time. So he knows how I am. So I just make it lighthearted. But yeah, having that poker face on for boxing has made it very, very, very hard to cry. So
this dude is obsessed. Yo, man, listen.
I'm obsessed with crying.
Listen.
The Muslim boxer is obsessed with wanting to cry. Third party podcast.
What'd you call this?
Cutting Unraw.
Cutting Unraw.
Y'all know what it is, man. We appreciate y'all. I shared some D stuff on here. Ryan ain't shared nothing. He was just asking me a bunch of questions. Ryan was just asking me a bunch of questions. Man. And next time, I'm going to dive deep into...
We're going to try to dive.
We're going to dive deep into Ryan's childhood.